Ugh.
Take a nap before you start.
Is it just me? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Hey everybody, welcome to Late Horror
Damn, that was
Show! What is going on? Let me refresh this here. I don't know why it ain't doing that. It better. Oh, there we go. Thank God.
No, it's all.
Oh no! What's going on? Hey everybody, welcome to Late Horror Show. I am Dino, and that is
Ted Rico.
Ted Rico, as usual. He starts to show off yawning. But hey, everybody in the chat, welcome. Connie Clary, Edward Stewart, James, Tom O, Dave Plouffe, the Death Twitch, what is going on? Vintage Spider, hey, welcome to the chat. Jeff Watts, what's going on? Bubba, everybody is here. James.
The place to be.
The place to be. Ed Stewart says 56 minutes. Release date, March 15th, 1956 by MGM. Produced by Nicholas Nafek, directed by Fred M. Wilcox. Yes, we will get to that for sure. Brian Kirkham, nice to see you in here. Yes, this is, the best thing I got out of this was the monsters and the ID. I can't wait to talk about that a little bit. Right.
You said the ID.
Yeah, same difference.
All right.
Identification. Whatever. But hey, thanks everybody for showing up. Really quick here, let me get this out of the way before we get into our long discussion on this movie.
Time to pay the bills.
Here's I'd like to thank all our Patreons. Thank you guys for the support. Links are in the description.
We've run out of room. There's no more room for any more names.
Oh, this is fine. And also would like to thank the channel memberships. There you go. Highlighted in yellow is the level 3. But all these people here, I like at the very bottom there. I got Timothy. I got your name down there.
Why aren't all of you highlighted in yellow? Come on.
It's very long. But thank you guys for supporting the show.
That's all one name?
That's all one name.
Damn, dude.
But all the links in the description. It all goes to support the channel. I appreciate it. Let me pop back over here. Ted is drinking a margarita.
In a pink cup that says, "This is probably a margarita."
Yeah, I'm like...
It's left over from the other night when
Ted
I was drinking it.
Sneaking in the booze.
And my wife said if I didn't finish it, she was going to dump it out. And...
Sneaking in the booze. Hey...
can't let that happen.
Amy is here. Callahan, what is going on? Hugs. She's been away for a little bit. Andy S., what's up? How you doing?
Keys.
Yeah, you know what?
Keys.
Some people might not like this because Ted's going to have a different view than I am. This is classic sci-fi, man. Let me just be real about this.
It is.
This is... Okay, well, Ted...
Well,
okay.
it is a classic
Forbidden Planet,
science fiction
1956. Movie. But you know what? Started out as a cheap... When this all got started out as a cheap B movie, kind of called Fatal Planet.
As science fiction movies were pretty much relegated to.
Yes, in those days, the 50s, 60s. I think they went over to MGM, I think, right?
They kind of talked him into making a serious science fiction film.
Oh, yeah, they definitely rewrote it, gave it a budget. Pretty big budget for the year. Like
yeah, well, hell, the robot alone cost 165 G's.
Yeah,
robot alone.
Put together by a man who put together washing machines or invented a washing machine.
There was some kind of book that was published with all kinds of...
It was very cool.
I forgot the name of the book, but there was a book, like
Captain
a futuristic
Scarlet, what's up?
Kind of book, and he used that to kind of, come up with this weird-looking... Like, if that's the best you can come up with in the 22nd century or whatever, 23rd century...
Right.
You know, whatever.
Eric, the Twitch says he's sadly sober.
Yeah. Get you some margarita. Come on. Stat.
Edward Stewart story: a spacecraft travels to the distant planet. I'll just read Ed's, synopsis here. Distant planet, Altair, to discover the
Altair 4
fate of a group of scientists sent from decades earlier.
Which has been used in like every science fiction show, Altair 4.
Well, hey, this inspired Gene Roddenberry, and you see a lot of the effects and things from this movie
little bit
in the series. Like the doctor, the captain. The three kind of.
I mean, it stands to reason there'd be a doctor on this ship. I mean,
the beams. I
don't even know what those beams were for.
Held. I don't know. Maybe held them.
Because I backed it up about 3 times because I thought I missed something about what the hell these beams were for. I think it was just to keep them stable while they're coming out of hyperspace.
Yeah.
Like, okay, they don't have to do that on Star Trek, man. They ease out.
Well, it's a little.
But evidently, in
This was
Forbidden Planet, you're bouncing all around.
This was 1956, so come on,
Okay. I guess there weren't any smart people in 1956.
Oh my God! But when you got to, and let me, Irving Block wrote.
Irving Block
wrote the story about. Well, the story has.
Story's a good story.
There's a lot of deep, significant things in this movie.
There's a little bit.
Godlike complex, the colonization of worlds, Adam and Eve.
It's a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't know about the whole Adam and Eve thing. There's a dad and daughter.
All right,
how's that going to work?
Let's talk about Anne Francis was Altera Morbius.
Altera.
Morbius's daughter.
Morbius.
This was the first time a mini skirt, a mini dress, kind of was in a feature film like this.
That's right. I didn't have a problem with that.
No, I didn't at all. And kind of spawned
nice gams.
Nice gams on you, babe. Kind of spurred on the whole miniskirt thing, I think, in the 60s. Johnny Johnson, what is going on, bud? Max is here. Hey, what's going on?
Max!
Thanks for all showing up. And after the show, we got some CBS Mystery Theater all night long.
Yeah, we got the after party.
Going for 12 hours, so there you go.
Who's got tickets to the after party? The faux 20 after party.
The after party. But, yeah, I mean, you got a lot of cool things, There
are a lot of cool things in this movie.
The ship.
The ship is cool.
Is C-57D.
Yes.
What a lousy name for a ship.
I know.
I mean...
The score is interesting.
Yes, it was...
First electronic score.
I forget the
Never
two...
to be repeated again until Tron.
Those two were discovered who did the score in Greenwich Village. And... ended up doing the score for this movie.
Right.
Really dug their sound and really did do a good job on the effects.
Just eerie sounds.
But for some reason, they
added to the scary parts a little bit.
Yeah. Kind of put the Quintus. What is up, my friend? Good evening to you all. Yes, good evening to you. Good evening to you. And me and Ted are going to do Ed Wood next week.
Yes.
We're going to have fun talking about Bella.
The Ed Wood movie, yes.
A lot less of Johnny Depp, but, hey, whatever.
Hey, he did a good job in the movie,
Yeah, he did. He did.
I
like when he wore the bra. Yeah.
That's right. I like to wear women's clothing.
I like to wear
women's clothing. it's current.
But anyways.
That should be the movie that's paraded around now, yeah?
Oh, and the Krell?
The Krell.
I mean...
I like that toothpaste. Or is it the shampoo?
That's the shampoo.
Krell conditioner?
Krell conditioner.
Yeah, I like that shampoo.
I think you're talking Prel.
Oh!
Prel conditioner.
Sorry, wrong concept.
Sailor! What's up, Sailor Sam? Nice to see you guys here. Yeah, me and Ted just going on, talking about Forbidden Planet. I am a big lover of the old sci-fi fantasy movies. Especially these. I like I love Forbidden Planet. This is fantastic, but a lot of even the cheesier earlier ones, kind of, that are just really where the rocket ship goes.
They're terrible.
They're fantastic. I love it. Ted, not so much.
I loved them as a kid.
But
then I would go back when I started collecting movies.
Yeah,
I collected all the movies that I loved as a kid, and I would watch a lot of these. Me and my dad would watch them, just like, that kind of stunk.
Can't believe you didn't get into these. Everything else we get into, and you just
some things stuck with me, and some things didn't. These things, stuff like watching Tarantula or Them or what Day the Earth Stood Still and all that.
Black Hole Manor. What is going on? I got to show some pictures of. He sent me some pictures of the T-shirts he has, the OG ones, and let me tell you, nice scenic. Oh my God, he's got nobody a mile from him. Fantastic. Black Hole.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But cool. I'll show that in a future video. for sure. Let's see. Jimmy D, what is up, my friend? What is going on? 2 plates on top of each other on string. Boom, spaceships.
Hey, it worked.
It worked.
Paint them silver. Who could tell?
There, it's a wrap.
They could have saved a lot of money in this movie here if they'd done that.
Let's wait till next week. Yeah, we're going to have a lot to talk about next week.
right.
Have fun with that.
That's one of my favorites. I love that movie.
But, hey, and the set of this movie was done on the Munchkin Village from The Wizard of Oz.
Some of it was, yes.
Yeah. That
I
that
do like
colorful
the sets.
palette.
The matte paintings are beautiful.
Yes, they are.
There's so much that I do like about this one. I even like the story. What I was telling Dino is just some of this acting, this stiff 50s acting, and it's 50s. It's very sexist. I mean, even more so than I think people would watch this. I think people would put this on the problematic film list.
Go on.
You know what I mean?
With Altera.
I love when the robot shows up. I like how the cook on the ship is dressed like he's got the white apron.
And what's his? He was on a lot of different. Yeah, he's got a white apron,
like he's in the Navy.
Like he's in the Navy.
This is the 23rd century.
It's McHale's Navy. Huh?
This is what you're wearing.
That's funny that he's wearing a white apron like that. But hey, even in space, if you're on a ship,
and they're still using names like Jerry and Steve in the 23rd century.
Well, what do you want him to use?
I don't know.
Bob, Frank.
You had to
Louis.
think a little.
I know.
A little further.
But yeah, I get.
By the end of the 21st century, we landed on the moon. Buddy, we did it like 12 years later from when this movie came out.
Incredibly strange Ed Wood documentaries. Amy's got a link too. There you go.
I've seen some.
But yeah, Ted, go on with the sexist part of this.
Well, I like when the robot shows up.
Yeah.
And immediately the cook asks if it's male or female, even though it clearly has a male voice and his name is Robbie. But I mean, he's just like looking for a hole to plug it in. I mean,
it's
he don't even care.
It's a ship full of I don't know how many
horny guys that haven't seen a woman in 378 days.
Yeah.
And evidently,
well, when Altera comes around in her
that's actually very uncomfortable. You got
dress.
3 guys licking their chops over her.
And she immediately says, though, "Oh, what incredible specimens!"
Right.
Especially the 2 on the end.
And they're all like, there's a lot of us on that ship, and this is the view looks pretty good from here, right in front of her father.
I know.
If that was someone talking about my daughter, they'd have my hands around their throat.
Morbius was.
It's horrible.
It's very conflicting with his character because he's got kind of this godlike complex, but yet he's not evil, and he's got this daughter who is the only other person he really cares about on this planet, and he just doesn't seem to be. He's like in his own world, and
then when the other guy, what was his name, Jerry?
Yeah,
he's basically, I better teach her how to kiss. I mean, he's basically forcing himself on her. And, hey, are you giving me the cold shoulder? Like she doesn't know what he's doing.
If Commander Adams didn't come, Leslie Nielsen.
Oh, he even says, if the way she's dressed, why, it would have served you right if he had,
taken it. Yeah. Very,
This is very 23rd century progressive thinking.
Yeah. Not
like, I know Kirk banged his way across the universe.
Yeah,
but Captain Kirk, I don't know. He just seemed to be a little bit more in tune with things.
100%.
I mean, it was just some of it, at least in the beginning.
Yeah,
and really after those parts are done, then it's a pretty good movie after that. But it gets
the whole movie was fantastic.
It gets very macho. Evidently the 23rd century is very safe for white people. And,
yeah. Oh my!
It's terrible. It's a terrible movie.
Edward Stewart, Robbie was more than just a mechanical tin. Change displays a personality. Is a integral supporting character. Yeah, no, Robbie the Robot.
And that's something interesting because he's the first robot character to do that, and I can see how that would have had an influence. Say on Star Wars. Or even
a lot of different. Yeah.
My favorite robot is from a book, actually, A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Marvin.
Yeah. Okay.
Marvin the Depressed Robot.
The Depressed.
And I much prefer the version in the miniseries than the movie.
Is that anything like Bender from Futurama?
Bender, but just depressed.
Yeah.
Like Marvin would walk.
Bender had his moments.
If you've never read the books, Marvin would walk around and he's me, brain the size of a planet. Marvin, pick up that piece of paper. Or like there's one point in a book where they have to leave him behind, and he's there for like thousands of years.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, well, the first 1,000 years were pretty bad. I mean, he's just a legitimately manic depressive robot.
Yeah, taking on
but the miniseries is better. But Alan Rickman did do a good job of him in the movie as well. But the movie just didn't capture the book like the miniseries did.
Yeah, no.
So Marvin's my favorite. We could do a list of our favorite robots.
Heck, I mean,
or the Lost in Space robot, of course.
Of course, yeah.
I think the same people probably made it.
Yeah.
Although I like the Lost in Space robot better.
Well, and he appeared on a lot of different shows.
Gremlins, the one.
Gremlins, yeah.
And he even uses some of the same dialogue from Forbidden Planet, like, I rarely use it myself. It promotes rust. Or you hear him saying Gremlins. I think would 60 gallons be enough?
The Uber Trekkie. Yes. Hey, welcome to the chat, bud.
Oh, excellent, excellent.
He's yeah.
But I like how he can synthesize anything. I don't know what he's using for raw material to synthesize. Like, he can make 10 tons of iron plating, but what are you making it out of?
I don't think from himself, but I think he's got they didn't show.
No, I thought it. Yeah, they never. I think he makes it himself. It comes out of him.
How can he?
I don't know. That's why they didn't show it. Because they couldn't show it.
Because later on, when he's talking to Altera,
what do you think he's like with test tubes?
Listen. Later on, when he's talking to Altera and she wants him to make that dress, he says, we have so many diamonds at hand.
At hand?
Yeah, so
maybe
that means...
he made them before.
No, I think there's a back junkyard to this nice palatial estate.
They didn't make it clear.
That he's got, material that he can make all this stuff out of.
I guess your idea is as valid as mine. But I mean, they pour it in him. Why do they have to pour it in him? Like the booze. The cook is an alcoholic.
Yes, he is.
He's a raging alcoholic.
Yes, he is.
And he's got his bottle of Tennessee rye, whatever, and he wants the robe. He sneaks out of the perimeter when they set up this perimeter because they've been invaded by this invisible force. I'm going to presume you guys have seen this. Yeah. And
Quintus says Marvin the Melancholy Robot.
Yes, yes. That is my favorite robot. That's almost how I feel a super intelligent robot would feel eventually.
Yeah.
Like, my God, I'm so smart, and they ask me to, clean up and pick up paper.
I'm not a freaking
because that's what he says.
maid.
Me, brain the size of a planet, pick up that piece of paper.
Okay. Anyways,
you never read it or seen the miniseries?
I didn't.
Oh, you've got to. I think it's on Amazon.
Okay.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing, and it's very British. Very British.
I should love that then.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, it's fantastic. Then don't watch the movie.
But yeah, what did I interrupt you saying something?
I don't think so. Well, I was talking about the cook, and he takes the bottle and he pours the last swig in him. And remember how mad he gets? My last swig.
Oh no!
Why I oughta? And he's like, will 60 gallons be enough?
But I can't remember who he was. He was on other.
Who, that guy?
Yeah, he was on other.
Oh gosh! Except for Commander Drebin, I don't really remember anybody else in this movie.
Recognized him. Well, Walter Pigeon, Dr. Morbius.
What else was he in that I would?
God, a ton of movies from the 40s and 50s.
Probably stuff I've seen, but maybe I just don't know him well enough.
Freddie Miranda, what's going on? Welcome. Regina, nice to see you. Love the cook. He got permission to go through the barrier.
Right, who lets him? Yeah. They've been attacked. There's some invisible
go through
creature.
The barrier.
Sure, go through the barrier.
There's an invisible monster out there.
Oh, and he says, I thought the guys might like if, I go find some wild mushrooms or something. You don't know if that shit's poison.
He said radish.
Radishes. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right.
Vegetables.
How do you know you can even eat anything on this planet?
I don't know.
I mean, they're not taking very good precautions in this film.
No, they're not.
This is not.
Well, and then everything they do to like
if this was Star Trek, they'd all be in red shirts.
Right? You're all gonna die.
You're all idiots.
You're all gonna die. Yeah, no.
In Star Trek, you never saw a cook
because everything was synthesized in those,
by super powered computers that were probably depressed. Oh, brain the size of a planet.
Well, it was the
Here's
ship's
your pork
computers
chop.
that made the food for the people on
Yes.
Star Trek. But no, this was kind of. I mean, we didn't even get to the basic plot of the story. They're
Well,
going.
I think
there.
someone posted it.
Yeah. Oh, Ed. Yeah, Ed let everybody know.
Basically, it's a relief mission to another planet where another crew had landed and they hadn't heard from them in how many years? 10 years, 20 years, 20 years.
I think 20 years. Yeah.
And evidently, we have been able to fly at light speed for a little while.
Yeah.
It's the 23rd century. They're still using these weird microphones.
Come on.
Their communicators still have wires attached to them.
Come on. It's 1956.
Oh, can I see a scanner?
Ted don't get the whole 50s sci-fi.
I mean, they don't
thing.
have phasers. They have these really lame guns.
Dave Buffet says you never see them go to the bathroom either.
Well,
come on.
hell, Lord of the Rings, you never see anybody go to the bathroom either.
Yeah.
I mean,
but good point.
You never see the bathroom on the Millennium Falcon.
The actress.
I'd hate to see it after Chewie goes.
Oh my god!
Imagine all that hair.
Ooh, Chewie! Oh,
Chewie!
Let's see. The actress who portrayed Altera was on the first female TV detective. Really?
Francis
Regina says. Okay.
Hey, this was Frank Drebin's first movie too.
Frank. Was this his first movie?
This is his first movie.
Oh, wait a second. He did another sci-fi movie.
Maybe. Well,
No.
check him out.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to check him
I
out.
thought I read it.
Yeah, go on. Keep.
What else do
talking.
I have to talk about?
What? You're done with the movie
I'm
already.
done with the movie.
Ted didn't care for this. too
So
well.
okay, they land on this
Man,
planet,
he did
but
it.
they're warned by what they're going to find is the sole survivor
Yeah.
and his daughter not to land on this planet. We don't need any help. We're fine.
Yeah.
But of course, we have to land there and do our.
He did Suspense TV series
Well, I said movie.
and Tales of Tomorrow
Was this his first movie?
and Lights Out TV series. Man, it's amazing how many of those old time radio shows had a short-lived TV series.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah, CBS Television Workshop, the Philco Television Playhouse. Man, but where's that movie? I'm trying to find it. Go ahead.
Oh.
I could have sworn there was another, like the Planet.
Planet of Women.
I guess I'm wrong. Thriller TV series.
Thriller.
He was in Naked City, a great noir film.
Always naked in the city.
Yeah. Oh, jeez, what a terrible thought. But
Why?
but yeah, no. This
You think I don't have feelings?
you got feelings.
So they land on this planet.
Yeah.
They meet up with Dr. Morbius. Well, they meet Robbie first.
I love the inner workings of the planet itself.
When they get into Morbius's house, when they finally get into his little study area, right? And are you talking about the Krell?
Yeah.
thing? Yeah.
Where Morbius tells the two, like the commanders.
So what do you do? Find this stuff and then build his house right on top of it, or something?
I guess so.
Okay.
Or the house was the house couldn't have been there.
I don't think so, because he said everything from the Krell civilization was gone.
Right. Except for what he found underneath. Which
And evidently these were, highly advanced alien race, a million years ahead of us that were basically at a point where they've conquered more, death, and they were about to basically just like create the means of creating life without any kind of computers and instruments. And their only problem was they forgot their basic
their mind,
the id,
id.
They also, like us, evolved from lower forms, and I don't want to get into
the
the
lower
whole thing.
the lower life
That's
form
the movie's premise.
of our
Right,
brain.
and unfortunately, as advanced as
And
they
in
were,
there are monsters.
they still
and
had that
nightmares.
little bit of reptilian goo in the back of their brain.
Yes.
And it manifested itself with whatever technology they're using.
Well,
they don't really explain it very well.
Well, I mean, I think it's the nightmares of the monsters of the nightmares that you would have manifest themselves on this planet to destroy everyone. Every
yes.
living being. I mean, it's that's what there's such deep meaning in here. I read some stuff, I listened to some stuff, and if you really go take a deep dive into the writing and what they were trying to get across in a lot of this stuff, it's really very interesting.
They used a little bit of Freud in there.
Oh yeah,
They use a little bit of Freud. Right?
There's some Shakespeare in there. There's a whole lot of.
That's very light, by the way. Because I've read The Tempest. That's very light.
Oh, it is. But I mean, touching on a lot of different things. But going into the deep, dark crevice of your brain and just manifesting like they do in this movie to attack these people who came,
and that's
on
what
the flying
happened
saucer,
to this group of settlers, colonizers, whatever, that came to this world 20 years ago. He says, Morbius says that, me, my wife, and my daughter were the only ones that were immune to it. Everybody else succumbed to this invisible force, and he buried them all.
Yes.
Come to find, before movies end, that it's him. It's Dr. Morbius's id that is being manifested and causing all this.
Yeah.
It's and even if you look at the little monster, because there's the part when they make that perimeter fence, and there's the cool part where the creature is in there, and you can kind of see him, and some
The
Disney
outline
animators did that.
Yeah.
He's even got a little goatee.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's got a little goatee to try to give you that little hint that
And
it
that's
is Morbius.
supposed to be the Krell kind of.
No, that's Morbius.
Oh.
That was Morbius's id.
Yeah.
That was causing all this trouble.
Oh no!
in
Right.
This film.
Oh right. Yeah.
And but we got to talk about the plastic educator. Remember when he takes him when he's taking Doc and Drebin, Commander Drebin, into the
Commander Adams
into the Krell infrastructure. Which
I gotta stop you for a second.
Oh yeah, what's going on?
Regina says San Francisco. She thinks nudity al fresco is still legal.
I'm going to San Fran.
I'm headed out there myself.
Take it off.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fantastic. Brian,
it's always the people who shouldn't get naked, like me, that get naked.
Brian Kirkham says, I mean, you don't see his face, and he can go to the bathroom in the suit. Okay. The movie fits the nightmare of the nuclear age. Yes. Devane, hey, what's going on, Devane? Thanks for stopping by. Edward Stewart says, wasn't there an episode of Lost in Space where Robbie and B9 fought each other? Yes, there was. Yes.
Was there?
Yeah.
Not a huge... I mean, I watched Lost in Space.
Yep.
But, I mean, even I wondered why they didn't just kill Dr. Smith. I mean... But I mean,
but there's only a few life forms, human beings.
Those episodes were the ones I liked the best. The ones that focus on Dr. Smith and Will and the robot going off on something. Like, why did he always hang around with that kid? Nobody thought that was creepy?
There was only a few people on the planet, and
You stay away from that Dr. Smith. Have you watched the Netflix show Lost in Space? Is it any good?
I haven't watched it.
Anybody watched it? I haven't watched it.
That's a little older now, though, right?
You're talking about a few years old.
Yeah, whichever. I don't know.
But I'm not a
But I like when
I'm just not a huge fan of that type.
I really enjoyed when they get deep into the planet where the Krell built. Some
people think that looks like the Borg cube in there. I was reading
a little bit.
I wonder if they got some of those designs from there.
But I like how he says it maintains itself. It for 200 million years or something.
Well, however they did the energy, basically it was built to where it'll last almost to infinity, almost.
Yeah, it takes care of itself, and I like how he's real tiny dots on the little beam, and you can see everything going up. He goes 20 miles that way, 20 miles that way. I mean,
50 miles down, and
I was just he said like
7,800 levels or something like that.
Yeah, I'm like going, man, I would love to just walk about that area.
20 years probably isn't enough time to explore that whole thing.
Hell no.
No.
Can you imagine exploring it? No wonder partially he wanted that place for himself.
No. So what he has done is
Dr.
there's
Smith,
inside
Danger, Robinson.
danger. In this room where he's showing them the energy and all that, and they're all marveling about how much, the energy being used to run all this and what we could use it for
and how they can tell what power there is by lights blinking is beyond me either. But anyways,
well, he has slowly deciphered things over 20 years, but the way he's been able to decipher things, if you remember, is he stuck his head in the educator.
The educator,
which the first person he said tried it died.
Yeah,
but evidently he was able to tolerate it.
Well, I put him out for a day and a night.
And they all start to brag about their IQs, and he's like, "But it has doubled my intellect." And then the doctor tries it. Well, my IQ is 162, and it barely went up. And it's like, don't feel bad. He's like, Captain, don't be disappointed. Like, already telling him that he's stupid.
And can I tell you, after all of that, and Dr. Morbius being, his IQ 189, he's got the educator, he can use it. Who was the one who figured everything out at the end?
The dumb Captain Drebin.
Commander Adams. He figures it all out.
Well, the doc kind
before Dr. Morbius.
By the end, they decide that, when they know that it's Dr. Morbius and they're going to have to stop him.
Yeah.
He and the doc are talking.
Nathan Rita, what's up?
One of us is going to have to put our heads in
Doug.
the educator. We're going to have to do that to stop him.
Yeah.
And so when they get to the house,
and
the captain's like, all right, I'm going to be the one to put my head. Yeah, I'm the one that's going to get smart. But then he gets sidetracked by the piece of tail, and
by Altera,
and the doctor just bolts. I mean, like a bat out of hell to that educator.
Well, Altera was swimming.
I don't know if that's the scene where
she was swimming,
but boy, did she just turn into a love machine in like no time flat.
Well, she figured out
when the guy was kissing her, she's just like, yeah, whatever. There must be something wrong with me. This isn't titillating me at all.
Goes to show that you can't force yourself because she ain't going to feel anything or love you.
Because of the
Commander
powers
Adams,
of Drebin,
who cared, he really cared for her, brung those emotions out. And she had
darling, darling.
And again, yeah, she fell in love that quick. She's ready to leave the planet with them and go to Earth.
She's just a dame that can't take care of herself.
She's a dame, yeah.
Yeah, these dames. So
with gams.
When the doc zaps his brain,
Brian Anderson.
Go ahead.
I studied this movie in high school sci-fi class in 1979. Very cool, Brian.
Dang.
I'm sorry, Byron Anderson.
Yep.
Don't got my
and again back in
glasses on.
As
usual.
In that time,
yeah,
this was still considered one of the best probably until 2001 it was probably considered the best science fiction movie until 2001 Space Odyssey came out. I don't think any science fiction film can top 2001 A Space Odyssey. I don't think any science fiction film ever will. The only one that I've seen that interested me and came close is if you've seen that really, really short time travel movie called Primer, which is... You have to watch it a bunch of times. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
Primer, I haven't.
Primer, it's an amazing time travel movie.
Look how many M&Ms is left.
If you can try to see it. But it's really complex, but it makes sense.
Well, thank you for the information.
I mean, it's like like if you've got a time machine, and you can go back in time. What if you take another time machine with you, let's say like a collapsible one, put it in the time machine, you can go back a day, and you use that time machine, go back another day, and because you can, in the premise of the movie, I think is you can only go back a day.
Okay.
All right.
That's not nice.
No.
Byron Anderson, we talked about that at the beginning. He's surprised by all the symbolism in this classic. So yeah, it touched on a lot of things, godlike complex, the colonization of planets and Mm-hmm. Even here on Earth with Christopher, whoever discovered whatever.
But they showed that science fiction could be taken seriously.
History is being changed in front of our eyes.
It was all, science fictions were B films, crappy films, cheap films for the kids. And then this was made...
They wanted to up it a little bit.
That it could be art. Even though I do find some of the acting and material in the film a little dated... and a little cringeworthy. I still think that there's great effects, great soundtrack, great story.
Yeah.
There's more good things than bad things. It's just the age that this movie comes from that kind of, I don't settle down and watch these kinds of movies.
Yeah, I M&M'd myself to death the other day, man.
Was it full and you ate that many?
Oh, well, yeah.
You eat them by the handful?
Well, I eat 3 at a time, and slowly they melt in my mouth, and then, on to 3 more. But one day, like it's an hour went by, I'm still doing it, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm starting to... feel that.
Can't eat,
Ed,
you can't eat 3 pounds of M&Ms and
Amy puts the Primer trailer in the chat.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Very, very good science fiction. Now the guy who made this film, he made a follow-up film, which is even a little bit more confusing, called what was it? What was it called, guys? Color of something.
Color.
Upstream Color.
Upstream Color.
Right. Now, for some reason, I think this guy's sort of fallen out of favor. I think he's, I don't know, whatever all these cancel people do. I don't know. Maybe, stepped on an ant or something.
Okay, I got you.
But
Go ahead. Continue.
But Primer is just a really good example of a good science fiction film.
Okay.
And
I'll check it out.
I just don't. These '50s ones don't grab me as much. They're just
they
a little
grab
bit
me
too.
100%.
I mean,
Ted, see this.
There's nothing wrong with it. Like I'm sitting here saying, there's nothing wrong with it except for
this is
the few things I pointed out.
This is a perfect example of what me and you, which is we go off of each other perfect. He likes certain things, I like certain things, but this is a perfect example of what. How different things affect different people. How people have comfort films that are trash. And you go how.
And this isn't trash by any means.
No. But like these movies for me, I love the bad acting in some of these. Not this one, but even though Ted says I understand. I understand the dated part. Okay. Forbidden Planet can be dated in certain parts.
Like
but
I would think, the
1956.
23rd century, we should be a little bit more involved in this.
This
I
is
think Gene
1956.
Roddenberry was a little bit more of a visionary in that effect.
Even the tractor that they're riding around in there looks like a 1950s dump truck, kind of, or tow truck. I'm sorry, but the things that I like about these films, and I'm sure a lot of other people do too, are like the cheesiness of the time, like the scientific explanations of how they traveled in space, the technobabble,
which even Star Trek's guilty of that too.
Oh yeah, not as bad,
especially Next Gen, but
well, Star Trek's kind of
But I mean, it's just
great with that
stuff.
It
is amazing how the.
But
I'm sorry.
Well, no, I was making a point where like stuff like that, like your hammer. There's hammers where I go. Where
top shelf.
There are some though where I go, this was boring as hell.
Not any of the ones that I've shown you.
And there was a couple.
Not a one. Can't name one. Can't name one.
But that is in your wheelhouse. That is those are your comfort films, right? Those are something you can put in and you feel
every week.
Good. I
watch a Hammer movie at least every week.
So. There's something about these old 50s films, and I wish I could throw off some names of, like Planet X, I think is one of
Invaders from Mars. The classic ones. Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Anything. Oh, a great one is Planet of the Vampires, and we did a commentary.
Well, that's a 60s, and I mean it was okay.
That was a little bit more intriguing and more of a horror kind of
right. But again,
film.
It's just
horror sci-fi. The Planet of Vampires is a fantastic movie.
There's some good things in it, but there's some great ideas in it, but then sometimes the execution.
Let's see. Black House says, what is the best original peanut butter, or new fudge brownie M&M? I tried the new fudge brownie M&Ms, Black Hall, and they're not all they're cracked up to be.
No.
Some of the flavors that they give these M&Ms, some of them are okay. Some of them hold up to the flavor.
Classic peanut M&Ms.
But I love brownie. I got brownie batter upstairs. I'm going to eat it tonight when we do the old time radio shows. The batter you can eat.
I'm going to eat it with my goddamn hands like an animal.
Spoon and batter. Did I miss anything else? Let's see. Let me just catch up real quick. What about almond? They're going on about M&Ms.
Really? We're all on about M&Ms? We're talking deep sci-fi?
The charm of the show. Shows of the time. Exactly, Ed. That is the charm. It's a different time
But then
period.
how about the 60s? Okay?
It's a time
you had this
capsule.
in the 60s, yet I feel like Star Trek transcended a lot of that.
Yeah.
Star Trek wasn't as, I don't want to say silly, but some of this is silly. And Star Trek, like I said, even though Kirk banged his way across the universe, it was just done way more, less sexist than this. And,
Is that the only thing bothering you about the film? I mean,
that stuff was just so cringeworthy to me. Like I said, I'm just like, oh god, because they say it's the 23rd century.
Well, no, when
it's
they
like
when they
no
really
one's
got
philosophical at all, or
no, that part was cringeworthy. I do agree. When the three guys were coming at
like they all
Altera,
basically want to gang rape the girl.
That was terrible. That I get what you were saying with that, 100%.
But then, like I said, after those
but it
parts
was
are done,
1956.
then it, well, okay,
It's
I guess gang raping was all right in 1956.
Oh God. Okay, let's see.
No, I know.
Nice
Product
Dino,
of the time.
excellent
I know.
film, Planet of the Vampire. Yes, it was.
We did a show on it. It's way back. Way back.
Brian Kirkham says my wife loves the fudge brownie ones. Almond or peanut here. Okay, yeah, they're still going.
My wife only likes Reese Pieces.
Planet of the Vampire's trailer. Amy put up.
Thank you.
That is fantastic. We did a full commentary on
That's
it.
a different kind of Mario
anyways,
Bava film, who most of you are used to doing horror films.
The horror films, yeah.
And he did do this kind of weird sci-fi film.
Yeah. The original, they're still talking M&M's.
Jesus.
Always about food. Max says always about food. It never fails. Every night for hours, we'll start the live streams for the old time radio shows, and
everybody's munching on something.
Ed's a fantastic cook, man. That house must smell fantastic. But it just goes from there. We start talking. It's not all Ed. Everybody starts talking about food, and the next thing I know, it's midnight, and I want to hit the fridge.
Makes you wish there was
Not
a White
good.
Castle in the neighborhood still.
A White Castle, yes, still going on. But I
Anybody
love it.
got
I
a
love
White
it.
Castle near them? Ours is gone. Been gone.
TS Nuts. Okay. Coming in right in the M&M talk. Brian Kirkham. Okay, so out of 10 point scale, where do you rate Forbidden Planet?
Out of 10 points.
Out of 10 for me?
Oh, well, it's more above average. I'd say a 6 or 7.
Yeah, I'd give it out of a 10. I'd give it a...
If 2001's a 10, you know...
this is almost an 8 out of 10 for me.
Okay, you know, that's
8 out
between
of
a
10.
6.5. I mean, there's a lot
it's
of great
fantastic.
ideas. There's a lot of great effects. There, you know, like I said, there's just, you know...
There's Altera.
I realize, you know, this was 10 years before Star Trek.
Right.
But that's not that long. And things weren't that different. And...
Well, a decade, there's a lot happening in a decade.
I mean, there was still this crap then.
You see the 60s Beatles and the 70s Beatles? Come on.
It's all good.
How different!
The Beatles broke up in 70.
How
they were
different
done.
they were.
Well, that just goes to show, man.
A decade
what
is a
artists
long
can
time.
do, man.
And what the hell are you talking about?
You know? Hey, you know, I'm just saying how it is. You know, sometimes people don't like the truth.
I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. Star Trek was groundbreaking and
Stop telling me some of your lies to help me stop thinking about the truth.
Did someone say food? This is Tom. You have to remember, this was in the 50s. I keep telling them, Brian, this was before even the civil rights movement.
So?
They didn't conceive before woke. Yeah, no, I'm trying to tell them.
I'm just saying, if you're making a movie that takes place in the 23rd century,
yes,
do you think the writers would say, okay, what are men going to be like
they were
300 years from now? Yeah, we're still going to be wanting...
Well, Ted... you're thinking now. You're not thinking in the frame of mind of 1956.
I don't care what you're thinking ahead. 300 years. What would life be like in 300 years?
Ted,
we're still going to be named Jerry and Steve. And
I remember movies saying
English is still the same.
We'd be in flying cars in the 80s. We're not.
Oh, who would have thought that?
We're driving or we're flying to the moon in rockets and stuff like that on a daily.
Nothing to do with what I'm talking about. They had to think 300 years in the future, men are just going to act exactly as they do now. The men of the 23rd century act as the men in the 1950s.
Do we even want to go there? What do you think? This is 2021.
Yeah.
If we think 300 years in the future, what are we think? What would be different?
I know what I would like to be different.
Me too, but... Well, you know what? Let's not even get into that because it's a different
one-world
It's a different day and age.
We'll have been visited by extraterrestrials. We won't be separated by countries. It'll be like John Lennon's Imagine. That's what it'll be in 300 years.
Well, see, you're thinking
See,
You know,
that's what needs to happen. Aliens
Above
need to
and
come to this
beyond.
motherfucking planet,
they sure do.
and then everybody will come together and will be Earthlings,
Yes.
not, you know, just separated by different countries. That's what we need. And then we'll start focusing on getting the hell out there, and because this rock ain't going to last forever.
I agree.
That's what's going to happen in 300
But
years.
anyways,
See, that's where I'm putting myself, 300 years. I'm even though we'll probably just be a bunch of babbling barbarians.
To get back, Brian, like
watching
you were
crap
saying,
on YouTube.
Like you were saying. Oh, jeez. You got to think in the frame of the mind of the people back in 1956.
I'm thinking of the frame of mind.
And
were they sitting around with their scotches and
these movies,
cigarettes? And
yes, these movies are time capsules of history.
It was supposed to be a time capsule of the 23rd century.
In 2001, is there anything in there that like you can?
Oh, take away the year. Take away the year. That could be any year. Just because they used an arbitrary year like 2001 doesn't mean anything. They don't even mention the year 2001 in the movie. It's just an arbitrary year.
But don't you think a lot of these sci-fi movies, whether it's the 50s or the ones in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, even and now, they're speaking of what they know at the time.
I don't know.
And they're kind of like time capsules.
Star Trek wasn't. And, Star Trek kind of predicted things that
Other
would
than
happen.
Star Trek. Star Trek started kind
There
of
we go, Star Trek.
thinking out of the box. And Gene Roddenberry was kind of a Nostradamus when it came to...
That's what I'm talking about. See?
The future.
It was only 10 years later, less than 10 years later, because they started on it before 66.
Yeah.
And,
Roddenberry, I think he was prophet.
He looked at this
he
stuff
was a
and said, no,
prophet.
this isn't how, the human race is going to be in 300 years. And even in Star Trek,
Hey,
there's still some of
a lot
those
of
base human
sexist-
things that we have,
A lot of sexism in Star Trek.
There's a lot more
You don't want to put
interaction
that down.
between races and differences in cultures where we're more accepting and wanting to include.
In Star Trek, definitely. Yeah.
But we, at the same time, you see a character like Kirk that still has to fight those base human emotions sometimes.
He was a very sexist captain.
Well, but he was also very good at doing what he had to do, at what the mission was. But, hey, you see a sexy green woman, you see a sexy green woman.
She was pretty sexy.
Who wouldn't have, I would have. Holla.
There was even a sexy Tribble. That one.
Rub up on the Tribble.
The pink one? It was so nice and soft and just... Oh.
Put two of them together.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, no.
Rusher, 1977. Love Forbidden Planet. Love Star Trek. I rewatch them every so often. Oh, yeah, I'm watching them all
Star
the time.
Trek's one of my favorite shows. Really just the OG series. Next Gen,
I have it continuously playing on the TV over in the corner.
On
a loop.
I watched all of Next Generation, but it's just...
Next Generation's fantastic.
Some of it is really good. I love the
really
ideas
good.
of some of the aliens and stuff, but that crew, I like the technobabble was off the chart. Picard's a weenie.
I like Picard. I'm an OG guy, but
I know.
Second is
I
Generation.
probably like Deep Space Nine better than Next Generation.
Yeah,
but,
Deep Space Nine was good too.
Because I like that big, long, continuous story, and
yeah.
But I don't know. It just strikes me.
Kirk always got the gal.
Well, he's Kirk. But in such a short time,
Spock.
There was just a big jump in the thought. Like you got someone like Gene Roddenberry who, like you said, a Nostradamus, or just a little bit. Even though we find that he was kind of a sleazy dude in real life, philosophically speaking, he was a lot more futurist and progressive thinking. I don't like to even say the word progressive. Futurist thinking.
Futurist.
Where would the human race be 300 years from now? And just like I said, out there exploring the universe, trying to make contact with other civilizations, bringing us all together. That's what I would like to see in 300 years.
The one thing
but I think we need that first contact. Like in the movie.
Oh, we 100%.
I don't think we would go out there unless they came to us.
I can go on to
and said, "Here we are." For real.
I could go on about that forever. When it comes down to...
Then we stop all this petty fighting. And we become a human race.
All you need is one race.
A level 1 civilization, as Michio Kaku would say.
Yes, a level 1.
When we can control this planet and control the weather, I don't know. These guys, I don't think they're controlling much anything.
No, it's a story.
It's a story.
With-
it's a good story
with deep-
for the 50s.
Yes.
For the time that this came out, this is a good science fiction movie.
What I hated about it,
you hated something about it?
Just one thing, and it's just a very stupid thing, but to end the movie, I mean, for Morbius to go, Commander, hit that button over there.
Push that dick stick.
Yeah, push that, and so he goes over and hits it. Me, I'm a captain. Ted, I'm asking,
What does that do?
What does that do? Because
After he pushes it, you have 24 hours to get 100 million miles away.
yes,
What?
son of a bitch, pick it up. We're getting the hell out of here.
Bitch, come on, move.
I hated that because I'm like going. There's I'm
Fuck it, this movie's great. See, it's more fun when we watch it together.
this planet, man, should still be there, and they should be everything at their hands.
Why?
I don't know, man.
I mean, he's dying. Shouldn't his id die with him? Why do they have to destroy the planet? I guess because his brain was so big now, he didn't want anybody else to come to that world.
Yeah.
And for, for this to happen again. I think that's probably the reason why.
Oh, right.
Even though he didn't come right out and say it, but I think it's
he's
intuited.
His thought is it's inevitable that anybody who comes to the planet will end up getting the monsters of the ID.
Well, I like when he says,
come out and,
no one gets this technology. I am the final authority on it.
Yeah.
Like, well, damn, look at you
Jesus
on your high
Christ.
horse.
What did Amy say? Spaghetti and meatballs for dinner tomorrow, says Amy.
Sometimes there is absolutely nothing better
Man.
than spaghetti, meatballs, and some garlic toast.
Oh, God.
Some good,
Fantastic.
3 or 4 cheese sauce, lots of sauce.
Yeah, packing on.
Or if you want to make some Italian sausage too,
Oh,
chop that up with the meatballs.
oh hell yeah.
Son of
That's a
bitch,
good
that's
thing with
good.
spaghetti, man. You could add whatever you want to it. Some Italian sausage, meatball, bacon, even.
Ooh.
Yeah, you add the meats, man. Add the
Now, do
meats.
you like chunky
the
sauce or
pizza.
thin sauce?
I love chunky sauce.
I don't like the big chunks of tomatoes.
Well, it depends. I like it both. I sometimes I like the a sweet, thinner spaghetti marinara. Mm-hmm. Other times I like a chunky, just put everything in the pot kind of.
It's in there.
My grandmother would even take and make spaghetti with, instead of meat, meat. She would use poultry, like chicken. She would put chicken. She would break up all the chicken and put it in there and mix it with the spaghetti, and it tasted fantastic.
Really, it's
Try it out if you haven't. Ed, there's another.
it's like a stew.
Let me
you
know
can
if
put
you
anything in
tasted that, Ed. But the captain hooked himself up to the machine. Wouldn't he already know what the button did? I don't.
Well, the doc hooked himself up to the machine. Did Drebin hook himself up to it? Because the doc told him what was going down, what was causing this, and then he sort of just put it all together.
Yeah, no.
Right?
The commander.
Right? Am I right? Because I just watched this.
Yeah. The
Okay.
commander did really quick do it too.
He did?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
The educator you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't I remember it?
Yeah.
I blocked it.
Adam for Christ.
Yeah, you're right. See?
Yay for Forbidden Planet. Infinity Stone, what's going on? You made it at the very
He
end.
should have known what that
You're going to
damn
have to watch
dick
it at
stick
the end. About ready to end it in a few minutes so that I can get ready for the stream tonight. CBS.
Isn't it funny how you'll just
Radio
watch one and you'll
Mystery
forget
Theater.
parts that they remind you of?
Yeah.
I totally forgot that.
That's why it's always good for the chat. I just wish I could see a little bit better. We know who prefers the chunky. Doug says. Hello, Lately Show, and everyone. Yes, Dino, just depends on the mood you're in when it comes to the sauce. Exactly. Chicken bolinas. Yeah, Quintus. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah, but my
There's
grandmother.
a precedent for it.
I remember, because it's a memory, my grandmother would do just.
Almost like a chicken cacciatore kind of thing.
Yeah,
Almost.
something like that. Yeah. But
Now, do you like long spaghetti noodles? Do you like penny pasta? I like penny pasta. Rigatoni.
Again, depends what mood you're
I don't
in.
like to sit there and fucking twirl and twirl and twirl and twirl. I just want to eat. Bam, bam, I got it on my fork. I'm ready to go.
Well, you take a big old bite, get everything in
And
there.
I don't like stuff hanging out of my mouth.
Well, then you
And I don't like to see people with stuff hanging.
Then you
out of
don't
their
like
mouth.
the spaghetti.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I don't mind. It
Who
just-
likes to see stuff hanging? But then I like the Chef Boyardee spaghetti because it's small and
Ugh.
it goes in your mouth.
Ugh.
Chef Boyardee's not bad. You know, he grew up. I mean, he died right here in this area.
Oh,
He's buried in Parma Heights.
thank the Lord. I mean,
Chef
what?
Boyardee.
Oh. Yeah. Well, there you go.
He passed away at the nursing home that I first started my career at.
Did he really?
Yes.
I forgot that.
Yep. Where I met Dino's wife, and then we eventually became friends. That's where Chef Boyardee died.
There you go.
I can't name the place, I don't think, because I don't work there anymore.
Yeah. Brian Kirkham says, someone from the Great Depression era making pizza, I would say. Well, you know, pizza's a cheap thing to make, man. Fantastic.
I didn't have dinner.
I was just telling...
I just had some cheese and crackers.
We were talking pizza last night. Pizza in the chat. And I brought up about Napoleon's in this area. The Sicilian,
that
deep
deep
dish. Oh, my God, it's fantastic.
I've been going to Napoleon's for most of my life, and I never got the deep
SpaghettiOs.
dish.
Yeah.
And you had the different deep dish than me. I like them both.
You
but I
got the
kinda
Chicago deep dish.
I like the Chicago one a little better.
Yeah. Mine was... I like mine better.
It's all
Because
good.
it's a sweet sauce.
It's a good pizza place.
And
Napoleon's
I like
Pizza
it,
here in
yeah.
Parma. I'm giving them a shout. What do I care?
But anyways, yeah, so that's it, man. That's kind of the wrap up of
Yeah, I mean...
I think next week we'll do Ed Wood.
Morbius dies,
Yeah, he does.
and they have to get off the planet lickety-split, toot sweet, and, it looks like Commander Drebin and Altera are going to be together forever and live happily ever after, and he's going to show her how to be a woman.
There you go.
Because that's what a woman needs, a man to show her how to be a woman.
Whatever. So, next week, Ed Wood.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
So good. And I haven't seen it in quite some time.
I do want to thank everybody. Black Hall, thank you. But thanks everybody, Amy. Everybody who has been helping support this channel through the merch store and the super chats and the PayPal and the channel memberships for sure. Yeah, I mean, hit that join button down there for the channel memberships. It highlights your name and gives you a little badge, and it's kind of cool. But I appreciate everything everybody's done over these months to get us to 30. We're close to 30. Well, we're at 35 now, right?
This channel's grown so much.
But I was going to do a 30K big stream, party stream, but
we're waiting for a special number to come.
But we're it should be coming up soon. Within the next couple weeks. There may be a hidden message behind what we surpass here, but
little inside joke.
We'll definitely get to it within the next couple weeks, I think. It just, a lot of stuff's been going on, been so busy, I can't even tell you.
We're going to do a good show with my sister pretty soon. I got a little sister who's been on the show with us once before.
Yeah.
But she's got her own little character that she's created, and poor kid's only got like 100 subs on her.
What's her channel name again?
It's called She Snapped Again.
Yeah, let me tell you, if anybody likes comedy, Ted's sister, okay, and she'll be coming on the show to do, I believe, Empire of the Ants with us, I think.
Right.
But she's got this
Make sure that's what it's called.
character Stu that she does.
Stu the Exterminator.
Go over. I would put the link in the description, but I can't do it at the moment. Give her a few subs.
Oh, that'd be
it's
nice.
It's called She Snapped Again.
I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to
give her a sub, and she'll be part of the show on and off at times. She's already been on once before. Doing a review.
Yes, She Snapped Again.
But she's only got 100 subs, and she's
trying.
She does. Hey, the Stu character, she does some funny ass stuff.
And she's also about to finish her certification in cat behavior therapy.
Cat behavior therapy.
And there was a little contest here in Northeast. I don't know if it was nationwide or not with the teaching your cats how to do a high five, which she taught her two Himalayans how to do high fives.
Well, Ed, it may be a 37K party, but we're waiting for a number, so it's coming.
A specific number.
It's coming.
As soon as it surpasses
whatever.
some arbitrary number we're thinking of.
Yeah.
And But anyway, she's now that she's vaccinated, she might feel a little bit comfortable getting together with us. So we're hoping to do something soon.
Yes. So, but if you get a chance, and when she comes on, we'll definitely have the channel, up there, and we'll push it so you guys can go over there and do some, subbing over there. But
she even jokes with me, I can't get a like or a sub to save my life.
Yeah, and it's funny stuff. I'm not just saying it because it's Ted's sister.
It's our kind of humor.
If it was crap, I'd say it was crap too. But no, I wouldn't say that. I'm not that mean. But no, she's. It
started off as little
30-second
Snapchat videos, and
and it evolved into
there was
and mustache.
There was a Snapchat filter that she did the character, and then that filter disappeared, so she had to buy a wig and a mustache and glasses to do the character.
Oh, it's
sideburns.
So so let me get out of here, you guys, and set up for the stream tonight. These lights are killing me. Red
does get a little bright after a
while. The rods and cones, as Seinfeld.
My rods and cones are all messed up.
So I'm putting V8 juice in my cereal.
I thought that was milk.
Oh, Amy, there you go. There is the link. Thank you so much, Amy Callahan.
Oh, thank you.
She snapped again. That's the link for her channel. Please.
She does some neat makeup tutorials in there for the ladies. They might,
Yeah, there's that spattered in there, but Stu, the comedic
Stu's
stuff
the gold.
is the fun stuff that she does, and she does it, often.
She does the best she can.
Yeah,
she just put a new one up. It's the first one in a while. I haven't even watched it yet.
Amy sub, thank you, Amy.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
And she'll be on, and I think she'll be in character when she comes on as Stu, right?
Yes, that's the idea.
Okay, so she'll be doing the show in between us as Stu.
Yeah. I think she even wants you to shoot a little commercial.
And there's going to be like a little commercial
promo at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, so
I don't know if that'll be a live one or a taped one, but
yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So
it might have to be a little bit more not scripted, but a little bit more thought out.
Hey, that's another thing. You guys, Dave, Amy, whoever, you guys are fantastic in the chat, man. I just hope that you guys all stick around. I know there's other old time radio channels popping up a little bit, kind of. I don't know whether it's because of what's...
They don't have as pretty thumbnails as
I don't know if it's because of what's going, what I'm doing or something, but I hope everybody loves this as a family, as a home. I try to make it as home friendly and nice of a place to be as possible. I do try to stick around as long as I can as soon as I start streaming. I usually get in a couple hours. That it's hard to stick around so long, but I try to make it a nice place to be, and I hope people don't drift off and not come. There's plenty of content on the channel, and hell, I've got so much more to get to. I mean, there's just, my God, I can't even tell you how much more there's to get to. Yeah, and there's a lot more stuff I do want to add, and I want to start adding. I am going to do a trivia night very soon. Those are coming back. I think you guys would really enjoy it. And I think you guys joining in, it would be fun, It might be tougher with a lot of people chiming in for, who comes in first. Right. But I am going to bring that back. We're going
to have a scorekeeper.
Dave Plouffe, he gave me, I think, 30 Psycho questions. I think it was 30. I can't remember now.
Okay.
But Psycho's ready to go. I've got that ready to go. So I am going to do that. But let me get out of here. Love you all. You guys are the best. I can't believe this little family that's grown here together. But anyways, let me get out of here and get set up, okay? And we will see you guys next week. And I will see you sooner than that. I'm going to have more content coming up soon.
You see them every day.
I see you guys every day. Yeah, that's true. But